So we have some mixed news on the whole ventilator situation. So yeah, let's dig into this one. So big up Germany, specifically the German military, as Germany have donated 60 ventilators to the UK. So the German army is donating 60 mobile ventilators to the UK following a call for help from the NHS. So the NHS has gotten that desperate that we effectively have to ask donations from the Germans. So thank you to Germany for this, honestly, because you'll save probably more than 60 people. These are mobile ventilators, so hopefully they can be moved to other parts of the country where they're needed once they've been used in one area. So officials have been racing to obtain ventilators internationally because UK manufacturers haven't been able to produce on time, which is a sad call. I saw an FT article which has been paywalled, so I can't bring up the actual article, but from what I remember of it, the call to start manufacturing stuff to UK companies only started around the 18th. So, they haven't had much of a chance to do anything, and we'll get onto that in a minute. So highlighting the urgency of the British situation, the German ministry said it would not invoice the UK for the ventilators, which are made by German specialist manufacturers Draeger and Weinmann. So our manufacturing situation is that dire that the Germans are basically stepping in and helping us out a bit. So at present, the NHS has about 10,000 ventilators, but Matt Hancock and this guy said that 18,000 ventilators are needed, even though the NHS said they need around 30,000, but whatever. All right, Matt. Okay, mate. More than 480 ventilators are understood to have arrived in the UK from March. They've been brought or donated from China, which has supplied 300. So the vast majority of these. So China have given 300, so the vast majority of the 480 ventilators. So Donald Trump said the UK has been in touch to chase up the ventilators, the 200 from US companies. I'm surprised that they're actually sending us anything, as their situation is far more dire than ours, in all honesty. NHS officials say another 1,500 1,500 ventilators, had a pretty Patel moment there, are on order and due to arrive in the next fortnight. So this article was made April 9th, so this was about 2 days ago. So within the next 2 weeks, they'll get another 1,500. That'll still leave the NHS 1,800 short of that target. But the Department of Health insists that the ventilators will be made available to deal with the peak of the coronavirus. And I'll explain why they're lying in a few minutes. Ventilators are critical in keeping the UK, and had 5,000 devices available in the middle of March, once we understood how severe the disease was. And the kick into British manufacturers to actually start creating more ventilators didn't happen until March. And so we haven't had enough time, because the companies haven't had enough time to set up their factories, and we'll get to that in a minute. So British firms such as Dyson, should be Singaporean firms such as Dyson, Babcock, I don't know who they are, defence contractor, and Cambridge-based Sengetia have all been asked to provide 10,000 newly designed models. Aircraft manufacturer Airbus has been working with existing supplier Penlon to increase production. So prior to this, the established group of manufacturers Penlon and Smith were making around 50-60 ventilators a week. So it's definitely not enough. If we need 1,800 in the space of this month, it's just not going to happen. And if we actually go to this video here, where a BBC reporter talks about the situation at the moment, about how many ventilators. That's a really funny video. That's a separate video. This is one of the reasons I just detest these websites. They just have so many ads or something running in the background. Now listen clearly to what she's saying.
Details coming through about the issue of ventilators. It's coming from the Cabinet Office, or coming from Downing Street, saying that the first batch of new ventilators, which are being produced by a consortium of companies,
so a group of companies,
will come out this weekend. It will include, we are told, about 30 devices.
How many was that? Wait, how many devices?
Told about 30 devices. We have been double checking.
Swear down, 30.
But it does seem to say 30. Of course, you will be aware that the number that has been talked about by health officials for the last couple of weeks is that they would like, I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying they would like 30,000.
So they've managed to produce 30, and we want 30,000. So in the last month, they've managed to produce less than what Germany donated to us. Shocking. Embarrassing.
Talked about Dyson perhaps being able to eventually...
Eventually, no idea how long. It's not her fault. I don't blame her, the reporter. Dyson haven't got a figure out
with a warrant to maybe do about 10,000. So this is the Penlon ventilator.
So 10,000 they think they can do, and they managed 30 last month.
Adapted from existing ventilator designs, and it's the one that you might remember, it's being manufactured by a consortium which includes McLaren and
These well-known ventilator creating companies.
Mercedes, various other...
Mercedes. Yeah, they make ventilators. That's what they're most known for, not cars, ventilators.
Companies that you'll be aware of like that. So
that's enough of that. Anyways, if you watch the Gamers Nexus factory tour, I can't remember which specific video it is, but he mentions how time-consuming it is to retool a factory. And that's why you can argue that it's not really a failure of British manufacturing to make these ventilators. In reality, it's the fault of the government for giving him the call too late. And if I can find the FT article, I'll try and find the date on it. If not, you'll have to find it for yourselves, I'm afraid. I can leave the Google link in for the FT article. But anyways, what the most important thing is, we've got to remember that maybe it's not the fault of British manufacturers, but we know that according to this Forbes article here, British billionaire Dyson's 10,000 ventilators risk missing coronavirus peak week in UK hospitals. So this is assuming that the peak is happening next weekend, I believe. So the promise of Sir James Dyson to an order for 10,000 Covent ventilators has yet to materialise in the UK. Hospitals face the peak of the coronavirus this weekend. So, what's the date on this? 8th. So they're thinking it's going to be this weekend, the peak, which could happen. I'm not 100% sure. But if it is, they haven't arrived yet, and there'll be a lot of people without ventilators. They needed 30,000 ventilators. They managed to get 30. And if we look at the original article here, which mentions it, they have 15 on order, 200 are coming in from the US. So it's pretty difficult to keep track of this. I'm not the best with numbers, as is. But we can see that it's just not enough. If you go through this article yourself, you'll figure out that we're thousands short, tens of thousands of ventilators short. Dyson can't do it. Whether it's their fault for taking on the order and not being able to produce it in time, whether it's the fault of the government for giving the order late, who knows? All I know is we're in big trouble here because we simply cannot get the things we need. And if the peak is this weekend, a lot of people will die needlessly because of the fact that there's not enough protective equipment for NHS staff and there's not enough ventilators. And so I don't know who you want to hold your anger at. Do you hold your anger at the government for being inept, or do you hold your anger at these companies for taking on these contracts without being able to produce the things needed? I don't know. All I know is that both basically the government and these companies have messed up royally, and that a lot of people are going to die needlessly because of this. And what I'll do is I'll leave it here, and remember, like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you guys think about the situation. Who do you think is to blame, or do you think no one's to blame? Do you think that this is just something that was completely unavoidable? Let me know, and we'll argue out in the comments below. See you in the next one.